Hey, this is Ben Vaughn with Brewster Consulting Group, and today we're going to be talking about OEE, or Overall Equipment Effectiveness. Now, this is a term typically used in manufacturing to measure the effectiveness of a process or a machine. So when we're looking at effectiveness, what we're really measuring is it in three parts. So part A is availability, so how much of the time the machine or the process is able to be working. And then you've got production, or P, which is going to be the rate at which the product is produced when that machine is on. And then finally Q, which is going to be quality, which is what percent of the products being produced are of good enough quality to be accepted. So we're going to go through a quick example here in a second to show y'all how that can be calculated and how it can be used in your environment. All right, so we've got some production data here on a sample process. This data is completely made up. And we've broken down the data into three parts. So we've got availability, which is the percent of the time that machine is on and usable. The performance data, which is the amount produced versus what is theoretically possible. And then the quality of data, which is the percent of time where the percent of products that are usable. And then we've got data down here for the OEE, but we'll get that in a second. So without getting into it, this is all fake data. You can see certain times of the day where the machine was on and working, which is in the green here, the 100%, and then the times when it wasn't during the 0% here. Performance, likewise, you can see where the performance was good, where it was bad, where it was functioning at full throttle versus where it wasn't producing as much as we would expect. And then quality, cases where, or times of the week where there is not as good quality versus other times of the week. And overall, what we can produce is a chart here of, for this 3-day period per hour, how effective the equipment was. So, and then we can take averages per day or per hour to take a further look. You can see, for example, that now it's mostly due to the product being or the machine being down, but there was a drop in OEE from about 4 to 8 p.m. There's some rises later in the evening, so that's very good. And then you can see how it trends over time. It also allows you to look at what's causing that low OEE. At 58% here, we can look at the three parts and see what's the lowest. So really, if we look at this machine, performance is where it's struggling. And we can see, in particular, on Tuesday, it struggled. So it looks like a lot during the course of the day. There was 60s and 50%. Of course, we have the 0%, but that's because of the machine being down. So this is maybe an area that we could look to improve and improve this process. Also, if we look at quality, there's it looks like also Tuesday, a little bit on Monday as well, there was a dip in quality from about 6 a.m. to, was that about right before the machine went down. So those are two areas where we could really improve. And this OEE is going to be able to show us, OEE analysis is going to be able to show us and say, okay, here's where our improvement opportunities lie. And then we can talk to subject matter experts and say, okay, how do we improve this? What's going on? Why did this happen? And that's going to lead us towards greater product and less waste in our process. So hope this was helpful. Hopefully there's a quick little introduction to OEE, how we calculate it, what it's used for, and how it can be useful in improving your processes. But until then, hope to speak with you again and hope you enjoyed. Have a good one.